Hey everyone, this is Kelvin from Black Sun Comics, and today I wanted to give you some news, as well as respond to a question that was asked by a viewer. First, let's start with the news. I will be appearing at the Black Speculative Arts Movement 2016 on October 21st and 22nd in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. So for a description of what the event is about, I'm just going to read off the flyer here. The event will be focused on a Toronto/Canadian-centered dialogue around the improvement of the Black and Afrocentric presence in speculative and science fiction in all its creative forms and outlets. I'm really excited about this event because it's going to be full of other artists who, instead of complaining about the lack of representation in mainstream media, these are people who are actually going out and creating their own media. So these are people I definitely want to meet. I am so honored to be on the list of artists who are going to be there presenting. People like John Jennings and Stacey Robinson have been doing this for years. So Black Sun is very new. It started in 2016. So I'm really excited to be part of this. So if you're in the Toronto area, I'm going to be there on October 21st and October 22nd at the Black Speculative Arts Movement 2016. So I've included a link in the video description below so you can check it out for yourself. Now on to the viewer question. It came from Riverboat, who commented on the video that I did last week. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can click the thumbnail that appears below in order to see that video. Otherwise, there'll be a link in the description that you can click on to see last week's video. But basically, Riverboat had reached out to me. He said that he had been working on a graphic novel. I assume that he's doing it in DAZ Studio. Could be Poser. I'm not sure which. Doesn't really matter, to be honest. And he said that he'd been running into some issues. He had finished the book but wasn't really happy with the way things had turned out, and now he's going back to the drawing board and trying to figure out what he had done wrong and improve his process. So first things first, glad you're doing that. This is really a process. You kind of have to practice, and as you practice you get better and better and better. But at the end of the conversation, he asked if I could do a video on composition, and that sounded like a great idea. I think a lot of people could benefit from some insight on composition. Composition is a photographic term, but it transfers completely over to DAZ Studio because I look at it as a virtual photography studio. So that's how I use it to create my comics. There's tons of videos done on composition, so I'm not going to regurgitate what they have done. Really what I'm going to do is just put up a picture of the page that I worked on this week and tell you my thought process for why I composed the panels the way I did. So we'll start there, and hopefully you can gain some insight from that. Okay, so looking at this page, the first panel is a close-up shot of Lumaya, who is the main character in this story. The reason why I used a close-up shot for this is because she's talking about herself, right? She's revealing to the reader that she's a doctor, a psychologist, and what her life purpose is. So this is a very personal moment for her, so that's why I wanted to do a close-up. So that's the reason why I composed the image that way. And just to make sure that there was enough room for the text and her face is over to the right side of the panel and the text is over to the left side. So you read the text, you see her face, you get that close-up shot. So it's very up close and personal because that's what she's talking about. As we go to panel 2, this is this character is General Cabell, and composition, okay, I kind of freestyle composition to a certain extent. It's about balancing the page. So in the first frame, Lumaya is over to the right side, and in the second frame, to balance it out, I have General Cabell over to the left side. And again, a close-up on him, because he's saying you did not answer my question. So this is kind of a personal moment for him because he's trying to get into Lumaya's head. So 2 personal moments. And then the third frame is both of them. So here Lumaya reveals that she says that she has no doubts. We'll see as the story progresses. And Cabell says, "Good, we are here." And I've kind of popped him out of the shot just to give it more of an interesting look. Have the top of his head popped out of the frame. When I originally did it, the top of his head was cut off and just didn't look right, so I figured I would, pop it out of the frame, and you can see both their bodies. It's more of a medium shot, because something's going to be revealed on the next page, which you'll see next week. So that gives you a bit of insight into the reasons why I composed the shots that I did, the reason why I composed the shots the way I did for this particular page. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions, please leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to answer them. If you haven't done so already, please visit us at blacksuncomics.com, where you can download a free preview of our first book, Black Sun: The Longest Night. If you like this video, please click like, subscribe, and share. Be sure to check out some of the other DAZ Studio tutorial videos on this channel. And until next time, take care. Peace.